to help propel the Aggies into sole possession of third in Conference USA. Isiagu and Nicholson will tip it up. And the Aggies in the whites on whiteout night will control the opening tap. Dark black for Jacksonville State on the road. This is Jordan Rawls. Bounces for Christian Cook. Short corner touch for Femi Odukali. Jacksonville State 26th in the country, allowing only 64.5 points per game. A really good defensive program. Isiagu couldn't catch, and it's stolen by Quincy Clark. Russ, it will be a struggle to get to 70. Jacksonville State is really good on the defensive end.
That's right, and I was not exaggerating about Ray Harper. He's really considered one of the I think he's probably the best coach in America who's not famous, unless it's Richie McKay or Jason Hooten.
This was last touched here by Clark, so the Aggies will have the ball, their second possession. The officials, Barry Mathis, John St. Clair, Randall Anders for this Conference USA tilt. Rawls still with it, defended by Tandy. Cook bounces to a rolling Isiagu. That's a really good matchup. Big body versus big body. Casey versus the big Nicholson. Nicholson weighing in at 280. He'll apply a ball screen here for the top scorer in Conference USA, Kiki Tandy. That's a tough shot. Good defense by Harris and a good box out by Isiagu. Aggies trying to break the seal. Cook looking for an angle. Hesitation. Kicks in the corner. Odukali doesn't shoot many threes. Offensive rebound for Isiagu. Step in three for Rawls is off the mark. Cleared by Nicholson. That's the shot you want to see Jordan Rawls take, though, right, Russ?
No, absolutely. And I think a smart move by Casey to grab that rebound and toss it back out. Uh-oh.
Tandy too heavy on his three. High rebound for Purdue. And he saves it for his teammate Brigham Jr., who spins on Rawls, gets Isiagu in the air, and he floats it in.
Well, there's a good example of why the Aggies have to recover any missed shot, because they're just not big enough. And if they're going to give Jacksonville State extra shots and second chances, it's going to really hurt them.
Here's Odukali, slithers down the lane, back out. Wide open three for Harris. Too strong, another L board for Isiagu. He has some size on Brigham, and he takes advantage.
And that's his best move, I think, the right-handed jump hook. And he's not bad going to the left.
2 offensive rebounds in the first 2+ for Casey Isiagu. Remember, 2 nights ago, the Aggies trailed out of the gates 8-2. Got off to a slow start against Liberty. Jack State 1 for 4 from the field. The Aggies 1 for 5 from the field. Clark shoots it over Isiagu, and there's JUWAN Perdue, the fifth-year senior from South Carolina. Jack State has great athletes across the board, off the bench as well. They're really big at the guard position. Straight on three for Cook. Picks up right where he left off 2 nights ago.
Yeah, it's like he didn't miss a beat. I think he was surprised to see himself so open this early in the game.
His team best, 33rd May triple this year. A Division II transfer. That's a tough shot for Tandy. Planks it. Offensive rebound, Purdue. And he's fouled going up by Christian Cook.
Well, there it is, the third offensive rebound. And if the Aggies were to get the ball back, I don't think Jack State would have scored yet.
Foul the Aggies, number 3, Christian Cook, is first team.
Better not leave him open there. It's like a layup for Christian Cook.
JUWAN Perdue, 71% free throw shooter. He's out of Sumter, South Carolina. He's playing in his 128th career game at Jack State. Ivan Reynolds comes in for Jack State, so does Matt Mayers. One of the things, too, for the Aggies here tonight, Russ, is you go back to Thursday and you're playing a team that shoots a lot of threes. Jack State doesn't. So this is a totally different style the Aggies have to prep for in about 48 hours.
That's right, and I think this is a more difficult matchup for them because of the size factor. The Aggies much more experienced guards at this point than they are up front.
Isiagu going to work, looking for an angle, can't find one, but he hooks it in anyway.
Wow.
4 for the big fella.
And as you mentioned, Kiki Tandy has taken more than half of their 3-pointers, or maybe right at half, but he's made more than half of them. And here we see him. Here we see why.
Slow start for Tandy. Good start on the offensive glass, though, for Purdue and the Gamecocks. Tandy will nail that one. His 67th make, first in Conference USA.
And it's not just he's a terrific shooter. He's thick and strong, smart player as well. He was nagged by injuries, wasn't he, Adam, at Xavier?
Yep. I missed a ton of games the previous 2 years playing for Xavier. He was there for 4. Rawls shoots it over Tandy. Splashes it in. The first bucket for Jordan Rawls.
And that's a good sign for the Aggies. When Jordan Rawls plays well, things go better for the Aggies. No question about that.
Clark going to work on Cook, and he's fouled by Cook, +1 for the transfer from Lipscomb. Both offenses really starting a
factor tonight.
That's a good point, Andy. 13 ties, 15 lead changes on Thursday. Russ, can you handle another tight one? We've had 2 ties, 4 lead changes so far in this game.
It was a fantastic game. It was a real chess match, and I expect a great one tonight.
New Mexico State 5-3 in their previous 8 games. That's going back to Christmas time. Jaden Harris on the catch. Jonathan Kanyanga in off Jason Hooten's bench. His pressure is exceptional on the arc for the Gamecocks. Tough catch for Harris. 4 on the timer. To the rim. Got a shot off. Kanyanga rips it in offensive. Trying to go back up with it. Fires it to the corner. Harris misfires, cleared by Mayers.
Well, Kanyanga already making an impact. And, you know, Adam, we talked before about Aggies limiting second shots, and Jacksonville State already has 4 offensive rebounds. But really, that's not accurate. It's Purdue has 4 offensive rebounds.
Rims off for Clark. Ripped in, Kanyanga again. We're going to call his name a lot tonight. Tanaj Petway also in off the Aggie bench. So it's Odukali, Harris, Kanyanga, Petway, Rawls. Back to Odukali, who's attempted 2 early threes. Russ, that is only his 7th made 3 this year.
Yeah, but when his feet are set, that was, you know, his feet were nice and set. It was a set shot, really, and he can sure make that one.
It's almost like the Gamecocks are daring Femi to beat them from the arc.
Well, now, and you know, he's the one guarding JUWAN Perdue, and he's going to have to start keeping Purdue off the boards. It's going to be a long night.
On this end, Odukali defends Tandy. Clark maneuvers around Petway. Flip shot no good. Another offensive rebound. That's the 5th for the Gamecocks. +1 for Mayers, the big fella from New York.
Well, at least it wasn't Purdue this time. Well, he's pretty strong.
I believe that was Kanyanga's man. Kanyanga was trying to block the initial shot by Clark and got away from Mayers. Well, we said earlier, this is a game where Keelan Dorsey will have to play a little bit and potentially Yak Yak. Dorsey checks in at the 13:22 mark. By far the earliest he has checked in a Conference USA game this year. A young man who was a high-level scorer in Houston. True freshman, he can really shoot the ball. They're going to double-team Rawls, and they force him into a turnover. Here's freshman Alex Odom, a good bounce to Marcellus Brigham Jr. Jack State goes ahead by 4.
Well, Jack State trapping there and leaving the Aggies a little bit confused.
Dorsey, great look at a 3, and he missed it.
And that's generally a no-no with a Lou Henson team. You don't check in the game and put up a 3, but Dorsey was so open there, you'd almost be disappointed if he didn't.
True freshman versus true freshman right here as Odom bounces high post for Brigham. Right back to Brigham. Doesn't shoot a ton of threes. His pull-up is no good. Weak side board for Dorsey. Callie staying patient. Back out, Dorsey again. Way off on this one. Kanyanga keeps it alive though. Petway thought about it, slithers. What a move by Tanaj Petway.
Beautiful move by Petway. Nice little English on the ball, spun it right into the hoop. And Kanyanga with the offensive rebound there. That's what I mean about Jonathan Kanyanga, Adam. He keeps giving the Aggies good minutes, and he's a little bit inexperienced at the Division I level, but his effort is terrific, and he just seems to be at the right place at the right time.
Odukali had it, then lost it. The freshman Odom on the spin, turn around to strong. Odukali clears it. Pushes ahead for Jordan Rawls. Finds a lane. Layup is no good. Last touch by Rawls. Not deflected by Jack State. And it will send us to the under class, and they can really guard in the arc.
That's right. They're putting a different level of pressure than the Aggies are used to, and it's rattled the Aggies a little bit.
Here's steal for Petway, caught by Tandy. Blows by Petway, and a foul is called as Brigham was cutting towards the hoop.
Foul the Aggies, number 5, Keelan Dorsey is first.
I was a little surprised there, Petway going for the steal, but he's guarding the best player on Jack State. It's dangerous to leave him open, and creates a problem for the Aggies when he misses the steal.
Floater, short. Dorsey got a hand on it, last touch by him. It's a slow start right now for Tandy. He is 1 for 6 from the field.
Now don't encourage him now.
Well, you go back to Thursday, Russ, and Kyle Road was the top scorer for Liberty, right?
Yes.
And the Aggies shut him down. He also had foul issues, but did not have his typical night. Good bounce by Tandy. That is 280 coming right at the cylinder. The big fella, Mason Nicholson.
Boy, he rattled the rim there. Nice pass by Tandy as well.
280-pound redshirt sophomore out of Gary, Indiana, just outside of Chicago. Dorsey got the defender in the air, leans in. Almost got it to drop in. The shot's not falling right now for Dorsey, but you have to love his confidence.
Well, and how about his enthusiasm and energy and athletic ability? And he's far and away the youngest Aggie. Look at that, a thunderous dunk. And really a great pass by Kiki Tandy. But Dorsey, I think he has plenty of potential, and he's the only freshman on the team.
Was originally committed to Sam Houston. Of course, he flipped when Jason Hooten got the job here as Odukali comes in for Rawls. Was scoreless in 5 minutes on Thursday. 9 games this year. That's all coming in for Dorsey. And that right there, Russ, that is his first point since December 2nd at UNF. Hasn't scored since then. Hasn't played much since then either.
Well, he's going to have to play some now.
Aggies only have 4 active bench players in this one, so 9 active total. 7 of those 9 usually get minutes. Dorsey and Iakiak, the other 2 who might have to play a decent chunk here tonight. Flashing is Brigham. Pinball's off the jumper. Nicholson grabs the rebound. Almost blocked by Odukali. Another L board for Jack State.
Well, that was 2 of them. They're really kicking the Aggies on the boards. Aggies got a break there.
First turnover as Tandy dribbles it off his foot. First Gamecocks turnover, 2 on the Aggies so far. Russ, it is big boy basketball on both ends with Isiagu and Nicholson matching up. This is fun to watch.
You can feel the ground shake.
Yes. Isiagu weighing in about 260. Harris knocks down the wing jumper from 3.
And was that from Odukale? Was that Femi?
That was Femi.
Yeah. Now Femi's going to have to keep Purdue off the boards on the other end.
Good high hedge, Isiagu. Petway trying to grab it. Foul is called on Tandy. And I'll tell you what, Russ, That is forced by the hedge by Casey Iziagu.
Yes, and after a few years with Jason Hooten, he's got that down pat. Watch this. And Tanaj Petway with great pressure. And I don't think Tandy was doing that deliberately. He was just going for the ball, and Petway's head happened to be in the way.
First foul on Tandy. He will take a seat, so he's on the bench now. The Aggies will try to take advantage with the top scorer in Conference USA on the bench. The Aggies trying to retake the lead. 6 lead changes. This is tie number 3. Harris, step back 3 over Clark. Wide left.
That's a tough one there, but the clock was winding down.
Under 9 left here in the first half. Entertaining first half so far. Caleb Johnson, young man out of Nova Scotia, is in off the bench for Jack State. Kick out to the corner. 3 is good for Purdue. Only his 16th make this year. Jack State only makes 5 threes a game. 3 of those 5 per game coming from Tandy. Odukali misses on his 3 try, his 3rd attempt.
Well, that wasn't I think that was off the Jack State guy there.
Casey Iziagu says that's a bad call. You won't see many Gamecocks make 3s outside of Tandy. The previous 4 games for the Gamecocks, they've only made 15 combined, 10 of those coming from Tandy, so he's their 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Sling pass, same spot for Purdue, 2 in a row. He says, you better guard me over there. I don't think the scout says leave Purdue, but it probably says not a great 3-point shooter. Doesn't shoot a ton of them. 2 straight 3s for Purdue brings the Gamecocks lead to 6. Good roll by Iziagu, and Odukali is fouled on the pass. That is foul number 3. That's all so far for Jack State.
4 offensive rebounds. He's really done some damage.
Purdue only averages 8 points a game, so he's already above his season average, and we still have almost 8 minutes left in the first half. Pull-up jumper for Harris. Good start for Jaden Harris. He has 5 points. Tandy is still on the bench for Jack State. He only has 1 foul, but we're going to leave him over there for now as Purdue fires a pass to Johnson. The guards are big for the Gamecocks, so tough matchups really across the board for the Aggies as Odukali strips it and takes it. Odukali driving a kick. Petway fires a 3, pinballs away. Oh man, that was down.
And a nice pass by Femi. Again, he can really get into the defense and created that for Petway.
Here's Ivan Reynolds, a transfer from former WAC member CSU Bakersfield. Played for longtime head coach Rod Barnes for the Roadrunners. Good move by Clark, the Lipscomb transfer. Lead back to 6 for Jack State. Aggies looking backdoor. Good defense by Johnson. Won't allow it. Petway trying to skip it for Harris. A high catch by Jaden. Odukali going to work on Purdue. The bounce for Rawls. Skips away. The Aggies are now 3 for 13 from deep. Are they shooting too many 3s so far in the first half, Russ?
I don't know. This is a big, strong, formidable team. And the Aggies are a little bit light on inside game with just, with Casey really the only big guy who can score baskets. So I think the Aggies might have to live and die that way.
4 points, 4 rebounds now for Iziagu after that board. Iziagu is open. The pass, though, by Harris, deflected and stolen. Johnson going to work, and he will shoot 2 free throws. If the Aggies are patient, Russ, on that pass, Isiagu has a jam without anyone anywhere near him.
Yeah, and Jaden Harris with a rare mistake there, looking into the post. But just, I think he was so disappointed in himself. He didn't run after he threw the ball away, and that's something the Aggies are going to have to. That would be a big hoot no. You make a mistake, you run like heck to the other end. And the Aggies paid for it, outnumbered on the defensive end.
Johnson, a good free throw shooter, 77%. Jason Hooten brings Christian Cook back in the game with his 2 fouls. So Harris will take a seat. Kanyanga also comes in for Isiagu. And then Ray Harper, the veteran head coach on the other bench, brings Kiki Tandy back in. Rebound number 3 for Femi Odukali.
And a bit of a gamble with Jason Hooten going back with Cook with 2 fouls.
Rawls left wide open. He knocks it down.
Good decision by Petway, who could have shot that one himself.
Do you feel like the thinking bringing Cook back in the game is the offense really desperately needed a jump start?
I think so, and Christian Cook rarely makes a foolish foul, so I think they're counting on him here to not get a silly foul at the end of the first half.
Odukali defends Johnson. Cook defending Brigham in the low block. That's a tough shot for Johnson. He knocks it down. Johnson only averaging 5 points per game. Only 1 Gamecock averages in double figures. That is Tandy averaging 19. Petway stumbles on the spin. Kanyanga trying to get Cook free. He does. Straight arm. Too strong. Odukali trying to maneuver for positioning. Reynolds saying clear out. Hands it for Tandy. Back to Reynolds. Tipped up in the air a couple of times and then grabbed by Cook.
Well, good effort by Kanyanga. He couldn't get it, but he kept it away from the big guy.
Tapped away out of bounds by Brigham. Under 4 media, Jack State 29.
See the upper bowls field. I'm guessing maybe 8,000 or 9,000 here tonight.
Thank you, Andy. Yeah, Russ, as folks would say, it feels like the old days. It feels like the 90s here, doesn't it?
And we were here for most of those wins. Right in the front row.
Yeah.
And I think the Conference USA teams will find out that, the UTEP New Mexico State swing is going to might be the hardest road trip for everyone in the league.
Kanyanga stepped out of bounds on the other end, so that was why the turnover occurred. Jack State trying to extend their lead. They've led for much of this first half. Mid-range jumper, Perdue. Good box outs all over the place, and Cook pulls it in. New Mexico State looking for a strong finish to this first half. They trailed by as many as 7 midway through the second half 2 nights ago in that OT win against Liberty. Cook having issues trying to catch. Good defense by Brigham. Now Perdue defense on the switch. 4 to shoot for Odukali. Cook will have to fire. That's well within his range. Tipped by Petway at the rim. And the 6'2" senior guard will get 2 free throws.
And that's not the first time Petway's done some damage on the offensive boards. The danger, of course, is that if he doesn't get back on defense, the Aggies could be in big trouble.
Tanash Petway, a mid-year addition, has only attempted 14 free throws on the season before these 2 tries coming up. What a boost he's been, Russ, and you look at the depth right now, you think if they didn't have Petway, they'd have even bigger problems depth-wise.
No, and I have great admiration for the way he didn't practice all fall with the Aggies. He just came at semester time, and so he had his back against the wall, and he's done each game he gets a little bit better.
Had to play a lot Thursday, season high 27 minutes. He misses both free throws. There's been a lid on that cylinder the entire half for New Mexico State. Under 40% from the field, 4 for 16 from 3, and then 1 for 4 on free throws. That is way too easy for Clark. He missed the layup. Nicholson got it back, and he's going to shoot free throws.
Well, that's awfully easy when a guy gets a layup, and then, of course, the big fella does damage on the boards again. This has to stop. I wouldn't want to be in the locker room at halftime tonight.
This is where Nicholson struggles. 54% free throw shooter.
He gets a nice rotation on it.
Christian Cook coming back in for Petway. Cook has to be careful. Picked up 2 fouls early. Also 2 fouls on Jaden Harris, who's also currently in the game. 2 misses there for Nicholson. Aggies with a chance on this possession to cut this to a 1-possession game late in the first half. But they don't want to settle for a 3. They've done that a little bit too much here in the first 20. Right back to Cook. Mid-post extended, Odekale. Good backdoor feed, then very good patience by Casey Isiagu.
Wow, and smart, I was going to say smart move by Casey, a little bit of a fake. I thought he got fouled a little bit at the end there, but big Casey sticks it in.
Jason Hooten thought so as well. He's still riding one of the officials. 4-point game, final 2 minutes, first half. Clark's been able to get to the rim at will in the first half so far. Slow half for Tandy. Cook defense on the switch. Purdue's been the offense in the half. His floater's no good. Tapped out, grabbed by Cook. Rawls cross court for Harris. Extra pass to Odekale. Stays patient with it. Harris is open. Odekale finds him. Bingo!
Great pass by Femi Odekale.
Timeout, Ray Harper. And he's in the Ohio Valley Conference, then the Atlantic Sun most recently. 2 NCAA tournament trips during the Ray Harper tenure, including a trip 2 years ago to the Big Dance. Strong move by Marcellus Brigham. And that snaps a 3.5-minute scoreless drought.
And this happens occasionally with the Aggies where they just give up the drive for a layup. And that's a big no-no in the Jason Hooten system, as in a lot of systems.
Odekale dumps it off to Dorsey. His floater no good. Tough first half for Dorsey, 0 for 3 from the field. Clark defended by Petway on the switch. He doesn't shoot many threes either. Finds Brigham. Dorsey defends well. Altered it. Rebounded by Rawls. Shot clock off.
Yeah, excellent defense by Keelan Dorsey there. Didn't go for the fake. And
Jason Hooten's going to use the timeout here. I think he maybe will try to bring Cook and Harris back in the game for offense. Yep. Remember, those two guys have 17.9 left.
Well, I think Odekale will try and make something happen. I think that's going to be the Aggies' best bet. Maybe Odekale on the drive, looking for Cook possibly.
Jaden Harris catches. He has 8 first-half points. Almost throws an elbow right there. Near steal. It's loose. And Reynolds is going to get a jam. Aggies can get a shot off if they hurry. Cook will heave. No good. A frustrating finish to the first half. A near elbow from Harris and then a dunk. Keith Tandy is going to go on a stretch where he scores a bunch.
No, don't say that. Yeah, I think on paper anyway he's the best guard in the league coming into the game, but he hasn't quite got on track tonight. And some of that, I think, is Jason Hooten's game plan always seems to be to shut down the other team's best player, of course, and he's been pretty effective at it.
Tandy sprints inside, and he will get free throws out of the shoot here in half 2. So.
And there's Jaden Harris with his 3rd foul.
Yep.
11 seconds into the half.
And I'm sure Ray Harper wanted to get the ball to Tandy right away to get him untracked here. And as you can imagine, he's a really good free throw shooter. One of the best in the conference, 88%.
Well, it looks like he's going to leave Jaden Harris in the game.
An uncharacteristic miss for the young man out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. One out of 6 from the field so far. And he makes it 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. First possession for the Aggies here in the second half. They struggled taking care of the ball at times in that first half. And a foul is called on Clark about 40 feet away.
Well, I think Jack State thinks they can get to Rawls with extreme pressure. Let's see if Jordan has been playing better and better as the year has gone on.
One of the best in Conference USA, assist to turnover ratio. Ezeagu was wide open. Wasn't a great pass by Harris. That's a tough jump hook with the off left hand for the big man from Canada.
We talked about it. He's pretty good going to his left. Gets a nice backspin on that jump hook either way.
That Ezeagu Nicholson matchup continues. Tandy defended by Cook. Slipping is Nicholson. Stripped by Harris. And he was out of bounds on the end line.
Well, I was worried that was his 4th foul. I'm a little surprised the Aggies are going to leave Harris in there with 3. And I was afraid that was his 4th foul.
He might have stepped out of bounds. That was close. Everything happened so quick. Good floater there for Quincy Clark. He has 7. Harris almost picked up his 4th right there as well,
yeah,
Ross.
It's he plays so hard, Jaden Harris. It's going to limit him if he can't play as hard defensively.
Receives the handoff from Odukali. Aggies another post touch for Ezeagu. He's looking for a cutter. Shoved by Nicholson, no call. Cook, fall away, contested jumper, no good. Cleared by Perdue, rebound number 7 for him as he approaches a double-double. Step back 3 for Clark, that's not really his game. And it's tapped out of bounds. Clark's only attempted 24 threes this year. He's only made 7, and Ray Harper says, don't shoot that. He did not like that shot selection from Clark.
No, but he's a tough defender, and he's been a good all-around player for the Gamecocks. He's the one putting the pressure on Jordan Rawls all the time.
Gamecocks don't shoot many threes. That's been true to form tonight. They've only attempted 7. They made 3 of them. Perdue has 2 of those 3 made threes. Tandy has the other. Odukali back out for Rawls. Shorts, tipped by Ezeagu, and then grabbed by Perdue. Just ripped it right around Odukali. Finger roll is short, put back is good. Another bucket and 1 for JUWAN Perdue.
Someone's going to have to figure out where JUWAN Perdue is all the time when the shot goes up, because he's certainly doing a lot of damage here.
If that's on Harris, that's his 4th, and it is on Jaden Harris, his 4th personal. So Harris will sit. Tinaj Petway returns, and tonight Harris is the top scorer for the Aggies, so now you have to play without your top scorer for the night for a while.
And maybe the most athletic of the perimeter players.
12 points, 9 rebounds for Perdue. Biggest lead for Jack State. Is this danger zone early on in the half, Russ?
Yes, I think it is. You know, that Harris is one of the few Aggies is just as physical and athletic as the Gamecocks are.
Rawls slings it for Cook. His 3 is short. And now the Aggies are just settling for 3s. Scary part, too, is Tandy still hasn't been able to get loose offensively. And you know the stretch is coming. You know he's going to have a stretch where he scores 7 or 8 in bunches himself.
Well, I wonder how many minutes did he play in El Paso the other night? Adam,
34.
He may be a little bit tired.
At the line, number 24,
He's got orange sneakers on. I wonder if he took those sneakers from the UTEP minors.
He scored 35 against FIU in the Conference USA opener. He's had 9 games of 20-plus.
Well, the general consensus is he should have been Mr. Basketball in Kentucky as a senior. He maybe wasn't at a high-profile place, but wound up at Xavier and was on the all Big East freshman team. Just nagged by injuries a little bit at Xavier.
Only 5 games 2 years ago because of an injury at Xavier. Foot injury sidelined him the final 10 a year ago. Played 4 years for the Musketeers. Rolls deep 2 straight arms, splashes it in.
Yep, that mid-range game is certainly his game, isn't it?
An 18-footer and then the floater. Loves both. Perdue on the catch, slips. Bank shot no good for Mayers, and then Kenyanga snatches it.
And Dorsey, after the ball hard, he sure plays hard.
Kenyanga to the rim, double clutches and lays it in left-handed. He has that ability, Russ, to kind of glide through the air and make mid-air adjustments because he can jump so high.
Yeah, and he's a quick jumper as well. He doesn't have to gather himself like a lot of players do.
Ball screen Mayers, pretty good hedge by Kenyanga. 3 is good. Out of the corner, here comes Kiki Tandy.
Yeah, don't get him started.
That's the second made 3 for Tandy, who averages 3 made 3s a game. Rawls looking for Cook. Passes up a 3 for a better look. There you go, passing up the 3 for a mid-range jumper.
Well, it's a really smart play by Christian Cook. Maybe that'll get the Aggies going here.
Big screen there by Reynolds. Dorsey goes flying. 3 is short for Tandy. Here comes Odukali. Maneuvers around Clark. Pushes for Dorsey, and his corner entry is tipped away. Jason Hooten says, we don't teach that pass. He was looking
service clubs, and they show up, and it's been a wonderful event for the community, and it's great for the guys.
And it just seems like you guys have had so much success in doing this. Talk about a little bit about this year's Pack the Pan Am. I know we were following you on social media as you were kind of selling some of these tickets. It seemed like tonight, and you look up in the stands tonight, a great night too.
Well, you know, so many games are televised, and we understand that. They didn't used to be that way in the, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So there's just less sellouts unless you're a top 10, top 20 team. So doing this kind of really gives, I think, a lot of people in the community a reminder that, hey, live events are still here and come on out to the game. So usually see a nice boost after a Pack the Pan Am. Let's hope we get a win tonight.
Yeah, this is the best version of Aggie basketball is in person, no doubt about that. Mario, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Guys.
Thank you, fellas. Aggie ball down 8. Christian Cook with it. Kenyanga rolled. He was open. Couldn't find him. Rawls fakes the handoff to Dorsey. Rawls, that's a tough jumper on the baseline. Shot selection just hasn't been there, Russ, during the course of the game.
Well, it's this ferocious Gamecock defense. By the way, a couple plays ago, Kiki Tandy airballed with Jonathan Kenyanga, the center, playing terrific defense on him.
Clark picks up his dribble. Mayers, mid-range. Rebounded by freshman Keelan Dorsey. Aggies trying to cut into the deficit. Dorsey back to Odukali. Odukali telling him to clear away. He has a mismatch here with Mayers defending. Odukali isolated. Gets it back from Cook. Under 10 to shoot. Odukali slithers. Keeps that pivot foot. Fall away jumper. No good. Kenyanga on the doorstep. He missed it. Dorsey grabs it. Puts it up. No good. Tipped around and snared in by Clark. Aggies can't buy a bucket the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, great effort by the Aggies and great effort by Kenyanga and Keelan Dorsey. They just couldn't get it to go down.
By the way, Jacksonville State has just dared Odukali to shoot threes here tonight. He's 1 for three from deep, and they're just sagging off and trying to force him into three-point shots. Clark finds an angle, and he is able to flip it in right around the outstretched right arm of Kanyanga. That snaps a 2.5-minute scoreless drought for Jack State, but the Aggies haven't scored in 3 minutes, so during that drought, the Aggies couldn't take advantage. Backdoor rolls, lays it in right around Reynolds.
Well, nice play and a good pass by Femi Odukale.
Remember, Jaden Harris on the bench with 4 personals. He picked up his 4th early on in the half. Harris was the Aggies' top scorer in half one. Cook defends on the switch. Clark, step back, contested jumper. Snatched in by Dorsey. His 4th board.
He's pretty active, isn't he?
Odukale behind his back, defended by Perdue. The offense likely will have to come from Femi, Cook, or Rolls right now, and Dorsey collides with the official. Jason Hooten trying to make sure it should be Aggie ball, and it will be.
Well, Keelan Dorsey's so excitable that he was about to argue with the official, but but it was Aggie ball.
Ray Harper trying to figure out how is it Aggie ball. Went off the leg of a Gamecock, and then Dorsey tried to save it and collided with the official.
I'm not sure why it stopped. It didn't seem like it was out of bounds at that time, but still Aggie's ball anyway.
So Dorsey will stay in. He will inbound for New Mexico State near their bench. Great crowd tonight. New Mexico State trying to get this crowd of 11,000 plus something to cheer about here in half two. Isiagu is back in. He applies the ball screen. Cook wide open, straight on. Yes, sir.
Nice pass again by Femi. But I'm telling you, Adam, this is the first time we've seen Femi Odukale not get to the rim, and it's the Jacksonville State defense.
Tandy is fouled on his way to the rim. That's the 4th on New Mexico State in the half. Only 1 so far in the half. Russ, we're scoreboard watching tonight, and UTEP is making a run at the Haskins Center. They're tied with Liberty now in half two.
That's right, and as well as Liberty shooting the ball, Miners are doing terrific.
Isiagu catches the miss from Brigham. Aggies can make it a 1-possession game here. They made comebacks like this consistently at home the last couple of weeks. Foul is called on Johnson away from the ball, trying to guard Cook, which is a tall task. Couldn't keep up and gets whistled for the personal. Foul number 2 on Jack State. It's also number 2 on Johnson.
Substitution for the Aggies for Rawls.
Well, you can't do that. It's against the rules.
Big possession here for New Mexico State. There's a lot of time left, but you feel like if they can make a run right now, that could go a long way the rest of the way. Officials telling Odukale to tuck his jersey back in. It's also a whiteout game as Odukale catches all the fans, for the most part, wearing white. Cook heating up again, just like Thursday.
Wow, it's just feathery when it goes up there. It didn't look, you could tell it wasn't going to be a swish, but this shot is so soft, it just sort of nestled in there.
Illegal screen on Nicholson. Tanaj Petway was pelted on the baseline. Nicholson, 280 pounds, was trying to get Kiki Tandy free. And I'll tell you what, Tanaj Petway just ran into a brick wall.
But a moving brick wall.
A moving brick wall, apparently.
The worst kind.
Oh. Hey, you want to play college hoops? Try maneuvering around a Mason Nicholson screen. Aggies can tie or take a lead. Cook passes up a 3. for a mid-range jumper, tied at 46.
Cook's been on fire the last couple games, and he seems to play better in the second half.
Timeout, Ray Harper.
And it's pandemonium. I can hardly hear Eloqua when he left, but he's really found a home here at New Mexico State. I mean, Northeastern State's won national championships, and they're really one of the premier Division II programs in the country.
And this is the second straight year where a Jason Hooten coach team has had a Division II transfer average 10 points a game. Last year at Sam Houston, Pittsburgh State transfer Cameron Hoofner was also 10 a game. Shot no good for Tandy. Offensive rebound for Brigham. His floater's no good. Nicholson over the back of Isiagu, and then he flips it in.
And I'm telling you, Adam, it's going to take all. We've got Jordan and Jordan Rawls and Tanaj Petway. Everyone's going to have to rebound. The Aggies are simply not big enough to just let Casey Isiagu do everything.
It was a 12-2 Aggie run, spearheaded by Cook. Before that, put back for Nicholson. And once again, Jack State trying to keep up with Cook, and a foul is called away from the ball, defending Cook.
Now, one thing I'll say, Adam, as ferocious as the Gamecocks defense is, the Aggies only have 6 turnovers, which is, for them, it's pretty low. It's low for anybody.
Aggies 4 for their previous 4 for the field, and Cook is fouled on the lob by Odukali. Are they trying to throw an alley-oop to Cook?
I'm not sure what Femi was thinking there. That was certainly a surprise to me. I think it was double teamed, and Femi Odukali tried to lob it anyway. Watch. Well, it might have been. Yeah, they might have been trying to burn them back door, but it paid off, or at least the Aggies got a foul out of it.
That's the third on Clark. 5th on Jack State. 4 of those 5 have come in the previous couple of minutes. Jordan Rawls puts the Aggies ahead. Their first lead since 7 minutes into the game.
And that's Femi Odukali's 7th assist. So he's not getting to the rim, but he's certainly finding the open Aggies.
Lead change number 7. Clark circles, shoots it, and scores right over Christian Cook. Lead change number 8.
Yeah, they're not going to let him. They're not going to win if the Aggies let Clark get to 2 feet from the basket.
Jaden Harris still on the bench for the Aggies with those 4 personals. Rolls, skips it. Odukali a step in 3, missed it short. Higher rebound for Nicholson.
Well, I think you're right, though, Adam. That clearly is Ray Harper's strategy. Is they won't worry about Odukali as much from the 3 as the other Aggies.
Clark looking for Tandy. Right back out for Purdue. Loose. Collision. Jack State basketball. A no call by the official. Gamecocks will have it. Rawls slow to get up.
Yeah, I thought Rawls might have fouled him there. The Aggies might have got a break. Just good all-around hustle by both teams. Watch them both go after the ball here.
Substitution for the Aggies, number 5, Keelan Dorsey.
It's pretty hard to tell who the ball was off
it's hard to tell.
I think maybe Rawls. I don't think Tandy touched it there at the end. Russ, going back to Odukali in the first 22 games of the season coming in, he had only attempted 18 threes. He's attempted 4 in this game.
Yeah, and that's a lot for him, and they're keeping him from going to the basket. But again, he's passing the ball well. He's got 7 assists.
Good move again by Clark. Left a floater short. Keelan Dorsey is 5th board.
Dorsey has been very active.
Rawls to Cook. Step in 3, Petway. Bingo!
It was that Christian Cook with a nice pass there, wasn't it? Right to his chest.
Tandy. Shot no good. Foul called on Kanyanga.
Returning home to play Sam Houston and La Tech. And guys, we talked about this earlier in the broadcast. You look at the schedule, The Aggies have to hold on tonight, but they also have to start winning road games. 10-1 here at the Pan American Center, but 0-9 on the road.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andy. Miners right now leading Liberty by 3 at the under-8 at the Haskins Center. So both New Mexico State and UTEP could go 2-0 this week, which would set up one whale of a Battle of I-10 game next weekend. But a long way to go in both, Russ.
That's right.
This is tie number 5. We've had 9 lead changes. Biggest lead for the Aggies, 2. Biggest lead for Jack State, 11 early on in this half. Cook on the curl. Fall away mid-range. He is automatic.
Cook's on fire, and he had Petway maybe as open as he was, but he certainly made the right decision there.
Jaden Harris about to check in at the scorer's table. Blocked by Kanyanga, but first a bump by Dorsey. And Quincy Clark will shoot free throws.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out a way to control Clark as we see a great hang time by Christian Cook.
At the line, number 1, Quincy Clark for the Gamecocks to shoot 2.
Clark 76% for the year. 2 for 2 tonight after that make.
And he's been terrific. He's getting into the teeth of the Aggie defense, and they've got to control him a little bit.
Harris in for Dorsey. Jaden Harris now in the game playing with 4 personals. The key for Jaden, though, you talked about this earlier, Russ, you still have to be physical without fouling defensively. That's a big part of his game.
He's maybe the most aggressive and physical of the Aggies, and so if he's going to play tentative, that's not going to work for him or the Aggies.
Rawls gets a ball screen from Kanyanga. Cook guarded by Clark on the switch. Petway. It's the defender in the air. That's 6 fouls on Jack State. Remember, though, they only had 1 for probably the first 8 minutes of the half. The rest of them have been picked up in the previous 5 minutes.
And didn't Tandy get a foul right on the first play of the game?
Yep, he did.
Well,
That's
he had one,
number 2 right there.
Since, yeah.
Big key in this half, Russ, is the Aggies aren't settling for those threes they settled for in the first half.
Yes.
It's a shot on the previous sequence that the Aggies probably would have taken in that first half. Cook bouncing for Kanyanga, way too low for the 6'9" post player. I think it's the right idea, but it's just too hard to handle for Kanyanga, who will take a seat, and Ezeagu returns.
I think that's right. Christian Cook made the right pass, but to the wrong, maybe to the wrong guy. That's just not. Kenyanga's not going to catch it on the run at 15 feet and do anything with it.
He wants it up high towards the cylinder so he can jam it. That's
right.
his game. Jack State hasn't made a field goal in 3 minutes. Tandy with only 11, or 2 out of 11 shooting. Clark's had a nice night. He has 13, misses short. Good box out by Harris without fouling.
And that was a great defense by Christian Cook. They're able to get Clark under control there.
Maneuvering his rolls. Handoff for Ezeagu. Stuff it, big fella.
Well, that one left Ray Harper shaking his head, because that is not something you see Ray Harper's team do very often. Give up a dunk like that.
But it's Tex, Odukali, and Ezeagu. Perdue, Tandy, Clark, Reynolds, Nicholson for the Gamecocks on the row. And off we go again. Under 6 left. Aggies by 2. Their biggest lead in the game. Clark kicks it for Perdue. Bounces to Nicholson. And he's going to test that backboard and shot clock.
Well, he didn't need to warm up again, Big Nicholson. But yeah, just a bit of a breakdown. Aggies defensively didn't rotate and help.
Christian Cook was on fire before the delay. Ezeagu going to work on Nicholson. With 5:15 left, right-handed fadeaway jump hook.
It's a beautiful shot, gets great rotation on it. And boy, that's the battle of the giants down there, isn't it?
260 versus 280. It's been fun to watch all night. Clark running the point for Jack State. Defended by Rawls. Dumps off Nicholson. Again, another dunk. 2 straight for Mason Nicholson. Aggies 4 for their previous 4 from the field. We're going bucket for bucket right now. Rawls on the arc. Cook on the exchange. Ball screen is Iagu. Running floater for Cook. Plus, I think he had time to set and then shoot. Instead, he shot it on the run.
Yeah, and it wasn't a terrible shot for Christian Cook, but maybe he could have stopped and did it off 2 feet.
The Aggies need to find a way to stop Nicholson on this end. Clark over Isiagu. Crafty finish.
Well, Clark has been the difference. He's having his way with the Aggie guards. It's hard to help it. It's hard to help when Clark gets the ball into 3 feet from the basket.
15 points, 5 helpers for Quincy Clark. It has not been Tandy tonight. It's been Clark and a host of others. Rawls hit on the jumper. And with 3:37 left here in the second half, Jordan Rawls will shoot 2 free throws.
To watch. It's just that now with 3 minutes to go, it's going to come down to toughness and decisions, I think, and the Aggies cannot give up a second shot at the other end.
And it goes back to what we talked about during the Open, how much is in the tank. I think we're going to find out here in the final 3:37 how much is in the tank.
I think that's right. And Casey Isiagu, he's only played 25 minutes tonight. He should be okay. It's just that Rawls has played over 30 minutes, and so has Christian Cook.
9 ties, 10 lead changes. Thursday, the Aggie game had 13 ties, 15 lead changes. And a foul is called on New Mexico State. That is number 7 on the Aggies. So 1-1 coming up for the Gamecocks. Both teams with 7, so bonus free throws both sides. And you send a good free throw shooter to the stripe. Clark, 76%, 3 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, he's really picked up the slack for Kiki Tandy.
He's in double figures for the 3rd consecutive game. Played 2 years at Lipscomb before transferring to Ray Harper's program. Making his 4th straight start. Rebound is tapped and grabbed by Rawls. Rawls, Odukali, Harris, Isiagu, and Cook on offense for the Aggies here. Rawls throws it away. Intended for Harris in the corner. Tandy to the rim, blocked by Cook. Put back jam for Nicholson. His 3rd slam down the stretch.
Ouch, that hurt. Not the dunk so much, but just the turnover. I mean, it went right to Kiki Tandy.
Rawls looking for Harris. He's had a quiet half because of foul trouble. Odukali trying to turn the corner. Finds an angle, fadeaway jumper. That's a tough shot, and it pinballs through.
A huge basket by Femi Odukale.
And Jason Hooten will call a quick timeout with 2.
Under control. He hasn't been frustrated. He's not forcing it. He's finding somebody else open. But it's just unusual that someone is so good defensively that Femi Odukale can't get to the rim.
11,000 plus are in hand, hoping for home win number 11 for New Mexico State. Currently in sole possession of 3rd in Conference USA. This would be a big one ahead of the road matchup at UTEP next weekend. Clark blows by the high hedge. 3 for Tandy, too strong. Offensive rebound for Clark. Throws it in the corner, almost stolen by Rawls. Tandy, the mid-air adjustment.
Aggies can't seem to get the ball back after a missed shot.
Rawls runs the point. Isiagu coming out for the ball screen. Nicholson will hedge. Cook couldn't catch. Poked away by Tandy. Grab by Clark. Tandy, a transition three, no good. Nicholson, the rebound. Blocked by Odukali. He thought he was vertical.
And Clark just really out hustled the Aggies there. Did that seem like maybe a clean block? But yeah, to me, the play was made by Clark again, who out hustled the Aggies to pick up that loose ball in their own forecourt.
And now you have a 54% free throw shooter shooting into the student section. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
Well, he's got that beautiful backspin. It's got a good chance to go in. Aggies got a break there, Adam.
One possession game. Jason Hooten will call a timeout to draw something up. So not the worst foul there by Femi Odukali.
He was a hot shooting, three-point shooting team. Jackson State is just much more physical, much more defensive oriented. Are they in a zone here? They are. They're in a 1-3-1, it looks like.
Need a guard. Cook in the left corner. Harris down the lane. Finishes +1 for Jaden Harris.
Well, miracle shot. I thought it was a smart move by Ray Harper to confuse the Aggies, but Jaden Harris wasn't confused. Big gamble by Ray Harper there. And just took a fantastic shot by Jaden Harris to make it pay off.
Those were the first 2 points for Harris in the half. After 8.5-1, he's had foul issues the entire half, and he ties us up at 65.
Let's go,
And now the Gamecocks will have to deal with the 11,000-plus rabid Aggie fan base. Perdue from the corner, no good. Odukali clears. The final minutes. Aggies have only led for 3 minutes the entire game. Harris defended by Tandy. Shot clock winding. Under 10 to shoot. He'll attack again. Layup no good. Isiagu. They're going to wave it off. They're going to wave it off. It was on the ground. And Isiagu will shoot 1 and 1.
When Jaden Harris almost made the exact same shot. And thank goodness Big Casey was there.
Isiagu, 56% free throw shooter. 1 and 1 with 42.6 remaining. The biggest free throw he has shot in this building this year. Cleared by Perdue. Ray Harper wants a timeout.
And the Aggies could get the ball back here if they can rebound the ball. Adam, the game.
Nobody over 6'2" outside of Femi Odukali.
Yeah, and the pressure will really be on Femi because Perdue has 5 or 6 offensive rebounds already.
Clark defended by Odukali on the switch. 11-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. Clark attacks on Odukali. The spin. Finger roll no good. Odukali saves it for Jordan Rawls. And Cook is hammered. He's going to shoot 2 free throws.
Well, great hustle by Perdue, but he just overdid it a little bit. And Femi Odukali just with a huge defensive series and recovered the ball.
And Perdue just fouled a 90% free throw shooter who was 6 for 6 2 nights ago.
And now the Aggies are going to be happy they're not playing Liberty because maybe not the same three-point threat if the Aggies can go up 2 here.
This puts the Aggies in the double bonus, so 2 shots. It was foul number 10 on Jack State. The transfer from Division II Northeastern State calmly knocks down the first throw.
And Jason Hooten staying with the smallest lineup in Aggie history maybe here.
2-point advantage. 1 timeout left for Ray Harper. He's going to use it.
Now does he go back with...
Brigham will inbound. Gets it in for Clark. Defended by Cook. Clark attacks, spins, floater, no good. Put back, no good. Game over. What a win. What a win.
Unbelievable. Great game. Aggies really got a break. They had